Okay. You remember that very first time you listened to your recording? Hang on. You remember that first time you listened to an audio recording of yourself or spoken to a microphone or even listened to yourself on the telephone somehow? And you're like, wait, that's not me. That sounds like somebody else. That's the way I feel when I watch videos of myself. I'm like, that's not, because I'll look at myself in the mirror and I'll think, oh, look, I want to show that. And then when I look at the video, I'm like, that's not even, I don't even notice that. Anyway, and I started thinking, maybe that's the way everyone sees. Maybe everything's people see. Because I thought that with the audio recordings, I think, maybe I really sound like that to everybody. I don't know. Anyway, so I've decided that I am, well, first I'll tell you about what happened with my diet. Yesterday I cheated big time. I decided I'm just going to toss it up. I'll just start all over because I really want to do the fast diet. I mean the water fast. But I know I won't. I want to eat dinner with my family, and I know that it's probably better because that's the only way when I go off it I won't pig out, I guess. But I felt like I did yesterday because I wasn't on the diet and I decided I'm not going to bother doing it. And I felt like I was eating all the time because I do things like when my daughter I was making her meal and I do carrot sticks or something for her or apples or something. Normally I want to eat them. I'm like, oh, that looks so good, but then I go grab water instead. But that's when I really noticed it yesterday. I was like, I'm just going to eat it anyway. So I ate a chip and I ate an apple slice and all these kinds of things. And, you know, I felt like I was just really pigging out. Like I was just eating so much. But then I decided to jot it all down. And I'm like, wait, there isn't even anything on there. I did eat one thing that was big, but it was just a hot dog. And it had some sugar in it. And, well, the reason why I'm trying to limit my sugar is just because it is a drug. But the neighbor kid was, because you have to be careful when you have children because they pick up on what you do, what you say and do. And I said, I'm not going to eat sugar. I'm going to try not to eat sugar. So my son asked for sugar-free cookies, and I said okay. Not thinking anything of it. And then when I started trying to make some cookies, I was like, how the heck am I going to make cookies without sugar? Ta-da! I had bought some granulated honey that I could use in place of any sugar. Therefore, they're technically sugar-free. But anyway, they'll taste the same, and I make them exactly the same. Where was I going? Oh, so my kids were saying they want everything sugar-free, and there was a boy walking to school. He says, no, my mom says any sugar that's natural is okay. And I was like, well, yeah, technically, we eat fructose, and it doesn't cause diabetes or anything. And I'm like, yeah, so, and honey has sugar in it, and we eat that still. Anyway, the other thing that they did decide was bad for us, though, was chocolate, because it has caffeine in it. Because, well, the reason that we decided it, well, I decided it, and I was talking to them about my choice, and I really kind of wavered on it, because I was like, well, you know, you're not supposed to have caffeine, because when I was pregnant, my doctor told me not to have any brownies or chocolate candies or soda pop or anything like, or coffee or anything like that. He says, because it's got caffeine in it and that's harmful for a baby. Well, I got to thinking about that. I was like, well, if it's harmful for a baby, it's probably not good for me. People used to think that smoking was good for them. They didn't know any different. But I really wavered because even right now, thinking of it, I want some hot cocoa. And, you know, I got the hot cocoa from my church. Now, why would a church sell something that is got a drug in it? Well, anyway, so then I started thinking, and my children get these things that have like food for the weekend, and there's a granola bar in it, and my son didn't want his. He's like, it's got chocolate chips in it. Please go back into the other room, okay? Oh. He says, I'm not going to eat that. That has chocolate chips in it. And I was like, oh, well, it's okay to eat. He says, no, I'm not going to eat it. I was like, okay, fine, I'll eat it. Because I love granola bars. So I took it and I had it and I was putting it up to my mouth. He ripped it from my hand and took it and threw it in the garbage. And he says, Mom, I just saved your life. So ridiculous. Anyway, you have to be really careful about your children knowing that you're doing things. And that's why I eat dinner with my family, because even if I decide I want to do something, I don't want it to affect them. And the worst thing ever, I'll just tell you really, if I can say it really quick, was I told my son about how close we are to Yellowstone. He's like, well, so? And I was like, well, it's actually a great big super volcano. And they had an earthquake drill and stuff, so he's got that on in the brain, and he just was all worried. He couldn't even sleep, and he had huge anxiety problems. And that's all he would talk about for days, was how we're all going to die because there's going to be a great big volcano, and he needed volcano-proof clothes. And we looked up some extinct volcanoes. Apparently Jackson, Mississippi is a volcano. It's extinct. But I didn't know that. Anyway, so he's like, okay, so maybe ours is extinct. I'm like, no, it could erupt, but we'll be ready because, well, I'm not going to get into that. That's getting too long and philosophical. Anyway, but I was able to calm him down and let him be peaceful about that. But the whole point, and the reason why I bring that up, is things that we just say and don't think much of, it can really affect our families. So, said my diet, I said. Okay, so I'm going back to my diet, and I'm starting it after I turn the camera off. Which is that I only eat between 4 and 6 o'clock p.m. And other times I can have water, but no other food. And I have noticed it changing me some little minute ways, and maybe if I keep it up for a couple of years, it will have it will leave a dramatic effect. The effects that I did notice is that day I thought I was picking out, which would have been yesterday. When I woke up in the morning, my back hurt, and I have the worst headache right now. Is it because of what I ate? I don't know. I have no factual proof, but let it be said, it is my opinion that eating that way is not good for me, and my body that's its way of getting my attention and rejecting. So I'm going to go back to eating the way I was because my back didn't hurt and I didn't have headaches, which is kind of strange for me. Normally I have headaches all the time and my back hurts. Of course, it could have been because we put new flooring in the other room. You want to see it? Okay. There. We're still waiting for the couch, which was our hugest expense. It's going to be delivered, which I say huge, but to you it probably isn't. But it was like, to have it delivered, it was $119. Oh, this is getting really old. I mean, not old, really long. Okay, goodbye.